Welcome to Beginning Pilates. We're going to start right away with our basic principles and then apply those to our Pilates exercises. We're starting with breathing. So we're going to be sitting up tall, and I'm going to suggest sitting up on a little cushion. I have a 2-inch cushion here. You could use a couch cushion or a couple of books, but you want to get up as tall as you can right on top of your sit bones. So we're going to start with our feet about hip distance apart, knees are bent. Hands can be on your knees, your shins. They can also be down to the ground. Now, our Pilates breath is in through the nose, and then you blow gently through your pursed lips as you exhale. And you want to feel that connection right away to the core, lengthening through the crown of the head. Give me a big breath in through the nose. And then exhale, feeling that abdominal contraction, navel to spine. Now we want to breathe into the back and the sides of the rib cage. So we're going to do that in a breathing forward position. So to get there, we're going to inhale here. Now exhale, gently nod your chin down and then round forward over your legs. Slide your hands down the shins and slide your shoulders down. And you're in what we call a C shape here. Now you're going to breathe into your back body. Stay here and breathe back and sides of the ribs like an accordion. And then exhale all your air out, drawing the navel to the spine. Now we're going to add your pelvic floor muscles as well. Inhale, breathing back and sides of the lungs. And then exhale, feel that little lift of the pelvic floor and feel that fire up towards your navel. It's like a zipper, zipping up, pubic bone to navel. We'll do one more breath in this round. Inhale, breathing into your back body. Now, as you connect through the core, pelvic floor to navel, let's stack your vertebrae bone by bone, coming back to that tall position and maybe getting a little taller. Shoulders are back and down, lengthen through the crown of the head. Let's do one more like that. You'll inhale, sit tall. Exhale, it's a gentle head nod, and you're rounding forward, keeping the shoulders nice and restful as you're getting into this position. Once again, 3 big breaths. Inhale, expand that back body, ribs to the side and back. And then as you exhale, it's a strong contraction of pelvic floor to navel, navel to spine. Now, holding that as you inhale and breathe, expanding the back of the body like that accordion, and then exhale, pelvic floor to navel. Yeah, feel that deep corset like you're wrapping a belt around your waist. Give me one more breath here. Inhale. And then exhale. Let's go ahead and stack up from your tail to the top of the head. And the more that you practice that, the more kind of the back of the rib cage opens up and out. But let's go ahead and apply that to kind of some of our other warm up exercises. So sliding off your cushion or your prop, and let's go ahead and roll down onto your back. Yeah, so different position, and we're going to try to find that same breath pattern. Knees will be bent here, feet about hip distance apart. We're going to find what we call neutral position along with that breath pattern. So your hip bones here, along with your pubic bone, those 3 points line up in the same plane. So if you were going to put a cup of tea or water on your pelvis, it wouldn't tip one way or the other. Nice and flat across your hip bones. You have a little space in your lower back, and the ribs hug in and down. Now you want to breathe in this position, in through the nose, breathing into that back and sides of the rib cage. And then exhale, feel that pelvic floor lift up towards your navel. Now we're try not to move anything initially, just finding that body awareness of where your pelvis is and then finding that deep core connection. Take 2 more breaths like this. Inhale, breathing back body, and then exhale, pelvic floor to navel, navel to spine. And then here's your core set. You feel that deep abdominal contraction, transverse contraction around your waist. And then also hug your ribs in and down. We'll do one more, just connecting breath there. Inhale, breathing into your back. And then exhale, contracting those deep corset muscles, pelvic floor to navel. Now we're going to start to move with this. And the more you practice that, once again, the more it becomes really strong for you. We're going to take this into a hip roll. And so bringing the the feet in just a little bit. You're going to be standing on your feet, but we'll be rolling through the spine. So, starting in that neutral position, give me an inhale, breathing into that back body. Now, on the exhale, let's see if we can tuck our tail under. Drive your feet down into the mat and start to peel the pelvis, the vertebrae off the mat into, a bridge position. Yeah, but it's a Pilates bridge, not necessarily a yoga bridge. So you keep the ribs in and down, lengthen through these front hips, and feel the glutes and hamstrings engage. Give me an inhale into that back body. Now, exhale from the top of the spine. So think of the sternum going away from your chin, and you're going to roll down bone by bone, go through that lower back area, and then release the lower back until it's light and you land in that neutral position. Now, important here also that you try to keep that pelvic floor and transverse engaged so that when we land here, we don't totally relax. We're still engaged. Inhale and then exhale that little pelvic tilt. So deepen your abs here. And now drive your feet down into the mat as you lift the pelvis and peel the vertebrae off bone by bone up into your bridge position. Now stand equally into your feet, inner and outer feet. Reach your knees out over your feet. Nice long front of the hips. Inhale and then exhale, softening the sternum to roll down. And you try to lay bone by bone down, back down onto the mat. And then once the pelvis lands, find your neutral position here. Yeah, keep the core connected. Let's do one more. Exhale. We'll do that little tail tuck and press down through the back of the shoulders gently, backs of the arms. So you're feeling the whole back body here, glutes and hamstrings, but nice support through that core. Give me an inhale and then exhale. Let's go ahead and roll down from the top of the spine. So good for our spine to roll through it and create some more space in your vertebrae so it gets more fluid. Yeah, more nutrients. We're going to move on from there. You're going to roll over onto your side and let's come up onto all fours here. And so now we'll kind of learn how to support ourselves in our Pilates kind of all fours position here. And so you are on your wrist. If you have wrist issues, please go ahead and roll up your mat and put the heels of the hands on the mat, and that'll take a little bit of the angle away. But if you're okay here, hands are underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Now you want to push the floor away. Each one of your fingertips are actually pressing down gently into the mat. And so that'll distribute the work through the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders. You want to slide the shoulders down and just gently widen the back of the shoulders, like the shoulder blades are widening. Now your head is up in line with the spine. This will really help you connect through your core. Now give me an inhale here once you have those connections. Now, on the exhale, we're going to go into a cat stretch. So you're going to tuck your tail under and start to round out that lower back. Now, widen the rib cage, and then you widen the shoulder blades, and then you drop your head down. Now, press your hips gently towards your shoulders and shoulders towards your hips, and you should feel good core connection. Give me an inhale into that back body, and then exhale, start to lengthen the tail away and then lengthen the rest of the spine away. Keep pushing the floor away and lifting the head up in line with the spine. Last thing, we'll do two more. Inhale. Exhale, pelvic floor to navel. Scoop the abdominals out. So you want to feel strong abdominal contraction. Round out that rib cage to the ceiling, widening the shoulders. Give me an inhale here into the back and sides of the ribs. And then exhale, let's lengthen out. As we're lengthening out, see if you can keep feeling pelvic floor to navel. So you don't want to relax here. Keep pulling the navel up away from the mat. Give me one more. Inhale. Exhale. Let's go ahead and tuck under. Scoop out the abdominals. Hug your ribs towards your hips, hips towards your ribs. Slide your shoulders down. Give me an inhale. And then exhale, let's lengthen out, tail to the top of the head. So good for our spine. Hopefully that felt good, but deep abdominal contraction. Let's go ahead and roll over onto your back. Now we're going to apply that to what we would call our ab prep. And so we're going to start on our back, hands behind your thighs, just to roll yourself down. Now, our ab prep or ab preparation is, just like it implies, a preparation for hundreds, single leg stretch, double leg stretch, teaser, all the things that we do in Pilates. But we're going to start here for today. Now, you want to be in your best neutral, so hip bones, pubic bone lined up, pelvic floor to navel, and feel that core set. We're going to start with both hands back behind your head. Intertwine your fingers. Take your thumbs right at the base of your skull. Now you want to bring your elbows up. Super important, they're not wide, but they're in your peripheral vision. Now you don't want to be pulling on your head here. What we want to do is connect through muscles that support the head and the neck. And so in this position, you want to feel your underarm muscle. Yeah, so feel like you're hollowing out your armpits and slide your shoulders down. So your armpits should be strong and facing the ceiling. Now pull up on the pelvic floor to navel. Good, nice and light lower back. Give me an inhale into that back body. Now lower the chin ever so slightly so it's like a traction of the head out of the neck. Now keep your head heavy as you fold at the bottom of the ribs. So here we are in our ab preparation. It's like a chest lift, but try not to pull on the head. Head is heavy. Now inhale here, stay and breathe into the back body, keeping your core connected. And then exhale, core stays connected. You're just lowering down with control. Try to keep the ribs hugging in and down. We'll continue. Inhale, little head nod. Exhale, underarm muscle supports the head of the neck. It's like a little hammock. Keep your head back and heavy. Inhale here and exhale, lowering down. Now we'll do one more like this. Inhale, exhale, strong underarm muscle, pelvic floor to navel. Yeah, so here's your core cylinder. Yeah, pelvic floor pulls up, ribs hug in and down, but your underarm muscle feeds down into the core cylinder. So super important for head to neck connection. Inhale and exhale so you don't take extra tension in the neck. Now, traditionally, we have both arms reaching long, but let's try that with one arm. So take your left arm out to the side, keep your right hand behind your head, right elbow in your peripheral vision. Now, you're going to inhale for that little head nod, pelvic floor to navel, and then feel both underarm muscles working. They feed down. This is what supports your head eventually with nothing else supporting it. Now the left arm is going to lift up about shoulder height. Give me an inhale here. And then exhale, lower down with control. You're still connecting through your core. Now switch your arms and let's see what the other side feels like. Now left hand behind your head, elbow in your peripheral vision, right hand on the ground to start off with. Inhale for that tiny chin nod. And then you exhale, both underarm muscles working, right arm lifting up about shoulder height. Inhale here, and then exhale, lower down. Now you can keep doing that, both hands, one hand, but let's try it. We'll try two here with both arms reaching to the side. Give me an inhale for that tiny chin nod. Now on the exhale, start to lift your arms, underarm muscle reaches, and then you do that chest prep. Lift here. Now, if you have a lot of tension in your neck or shoulders, you want to strengthen your core. This is going to take tension. Yeah, so your head should be really easy here. Give me an inhale, and then exhale, we lower down. Now, if that didn't work for you, take a hand behind your head, but we'll do one more. Let's just practice. Inhale. Yeah, Pilates is practice. Exhale. Let's do that chin knot and lift. Lifting pelvic floor to navel. Give me an inhale here. And then exhale, let's lower it down with control. We are going to move on to our one leg circle. Here's where we keep our head and our chest down. We lift one leg up and circumduct it. Let's start with the left leg. So give me an inhale. Now deepen your abs so nothing moves here and lift your left leg up to that tabletop position. And then we'll set up here. Now you have lots of options. You can keep your right leg in this bent position, but you can also extend it out along the mat, which is where it is traditionally, but it doesn't matter. So it can be bent or straight. And then the same with your left leg. You can straighten it up, and if you have tighter hamstrings here, you'll want to do it bent for a while. Yeah, I'm going to show both with both legs straight. Exhale your air out here. Now lift pelvic floor to navel. Hug your ribs down, shoulders down. And we start on an inhale. We're going to go towards our midline. So left leg crosses the body to the right, keeping that hip down, and you're going to take it down and around, deepen your abs. Now it goes away from your midline, and then it comes back to center. And then you pause for a moment. Bottom leg is really active here, reaching down. Inhale, go across your midline. And then you exhale, go away, and you come back to center. We're going to do two more in this direction. Inhale and deepen your abs. Exhale, nothing's moving. Ribs still, pelvis is still. Inhale. So it's a lot of abdominals as you circumduct your leg in your hip socket. Now we're going to reverse it. So you inhale away from your midline, go halfway down and around, exhale towards your midline, and then back through center. And then again, inhale. Now it's a lot of work for your hip flexor. Exhale. So if that's gripping, feel free to bend the knee. And so inhale, it's abs working here. Keep everything still. Exhale. Coming back to center. Let's do one more. Inhale and exhale, coming back to center. Now bend this knee. We'll put that foot down, bend your bottom leg, yeah, and then we'll switch here through bent knees. So lift that other leg up, the right leg, if you're with me, and then either keep that left leg bent or straighten it out along the mat. Same with your right leg, bent or straight. Now exhale your air out. Lift pelvic floor to navel. Hug your waist, ribs are down, shoulders are down. Inhale, you cross your midline, so right leg to the left first. Go halfway down and around. Exhale away from your midline as far as you can stabilize, and then you come back to center. No movement here. Press down through that supporting leg. It presses down. Yeah, so nice and connected through your core. Inhale, we'll do two more. Exhale, deepen your abdominals. One more. Inhale, back body breathing, back insides of the lungs. And then exhale back through center. Let's reverse. So it's an inhale away from your midline, exhale towards the midline. Give me that little pause. One, inhale, back body breathing. Exhale back through center. No movement, pelvis and ribs super still. Exhale. One more. Inhale and exhaling. Put that foot down, bend both knees, roll over onto your side, and we're coming up to a seated position. I'm going to have you grab your cushion, your block, and we're going to do a half roll back. So half roll backs a really important exercise that actually helps us to do a full roll up over time. But we want to also start in as neutral position as possible, like our breathing forward, because it's very similar. I'm going to have you initially hang on to the back of your thighs to support your body and sit up super tall. Oh, and make sure that you're sitting a little bit forward on your cushion because we're going to be rolling the pelvis back in a way and you don't want to fall off there. So sit up tall. Give me an inhale. Now from your pelvis, keep your shoulders down. You're going to round the pelvis. So tucking your tail under and you're going to create a little C shape with your torso. This is like what we did for our cat stretch as well as breathing. Now, try not to raise the shoulders. Keep the shoulders down and your collarbones wide. Now, inhale, back body breathing. Expand the back and sides of the ribs. And then exhale, deepen your abdominals, and we're going to round forward. So maintain that C shape until you get right on top of the sit bones, look straight down, and then let's go ahead and stack up. Let's do one more with your arms here, or you can keep your arms here for today. Exhale, we'll tuck under. Deepen your abdominals, pelvic floor to navel, navel to spine, hug your ribs in and down. Give me an inhale here, and then exhale. Try to deepen that connection as you're rounding forward, coming right on top of the sit bones, and then stacking up. Now, you can keep your hands there for today, or if you'd like, arms reach forward traditionally, but keep the shoulders down. Give me an inhale. Exhale. Let's do that tail tuck. Reaching the arms forward. You widen the shoulder blades. Feel that underarm muscle. Give me an inhale here. And then exhale, round forward. Now the arms stay about shoulder height, but watch the shoulders. They don't go up by the ears. They stay down as you're rounding right on top of the sit bones. And then stack it up, tail to the top of the head. We're going to do two more. Exhale, doing that little tail tuck, tucking under, but scooping out the abdominals, feeling that navel to the spine. Give me an inhale here. Exhale. Let's deepen that connection as you're rounding forward and then stack it up nice and tall. Let's do one more. Exhale, keeping the shoulders out of the ears, feeling that connection from the underarm muscle to the navel. Inhale, and then pelvic floor to navel. So the whole core cylinder working there to support you, coming forward over the legs, and then inhale. Let's stack it up. Nicely done. Let's come over onto all fours. We're going to practice our what we would call leg pull front preparation. And this is a preparation for planking, which is super important. We want to be able to support our body weight, but we want to do that safely. And so we're in our cat kind of stretch position, hands right underneath the shoulders, each one of the fingertips into the mat, pressing the mat away and sliding the shoulders down. So feeling that strong connection in the underarm muscle. Legs are going to be all the way together and then tuck your toes under. You're in a long spine. Now, give me an inhale here. Now, exhale, push the floor away with your arms, draw the navel up, and you're going to float your knees off just an inch. Give me an inhale, and then exhale, knees tap down. Nice. Now, if that was too much of a challenge, just the action of maybe lightening the knees initially would be a really good position. But you want to work your way towards this. This is so important for arm strength and core strength. Inhale, you look at a lot of core. Exhale, navel to spine, hug your ribs in and lift. Now we're trying to keep the spine nice and long here. Inhale, back body breathing. And then exhale, keep your core connected as you lower down with control. We're going three more. Inhale, exhale, shoulders down and to left. Tailbone lifting, sit bones are wide. Inhale, exhale, tap it down. Give me two more. Inhale, push the floor away. Keep your head up in line with your spine. Inhale, exhale. If your head droops down, there's no way you can get an efficient shoulder connection as well as core connection. So keeping that up, inhale, exhale. Here's your last one. Knees float off. Give me an inhale here and exhale to lower down. Well done. You're going to grab your prop. We're going to finish with a spine stretch forward. Yeah. So traditionally our legs are wide and they're about mat distance apart. If you have tighter hamstrings, feel free to bend the knees. You can also crisscross your legs, and I'm going to suggest sitting back up on your prop. Now, arms are traditionally forward, but let's start with our fingers down just between your legs. Give me an inhale and you'll sit really tall here. Now exhale, pelvic floor to navel. Hug your ribs in and down as we nod, and we're going to crawl our fingertips forward here. Now, simultaneously, you want to feel opposition of your navel pulling back, but not shoulders towards the ears. Slide your shoulders down, and you're reaching fingertips forward, reaching your feet forward, or digging them down into the mat if the knees are bent. And inhale, breathe into your back body. Now deepen your abs as you stack back up. Pelvic floor to navel, navel to spine. Good. Keeping that strong connection as you're coming back to this tall position. We're doing two more here. Exhale. Let's round. Crawl those fingers forward. Deepen that core connection. Yeah. You might feel a hamstring stretch, or if you're flexible, it's not about that. It's more about core connection and stretching the muscles along the spine. Give me an inhale here, and then exhale, navel to spine, and stack up, tail to the top of the head, shoulders back and down. Good, nice tall spine. Let's do one more. Exhale, we'll nod and just crawling the fingers forward, but opposition of the abdominals reaching back behind you like you're tight. Somebody's pulling a belt around your waist and pulling in opposition. Feel that strong connection. Give me an inhale here and then exhale. Let's go ahead and stack up, tail up to the top of the head, sitting up tall. And we will stop there for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you in other Pilates classes. And this is what we do, we apply our basic principles to all of the exercises, and then really innately utilizing these in whatever we do throughout every day. Once again, thank you so much, and hope to see you in class.